And I'm Joe.
And we're Jen and Joe
on the go. So, Jen, what are we doing this time?
Well, Joe, we're going to talk about some of the recent changes Disney has made, and we're going to talk about Genie.
Genie's out of the bottle. Let's go. Let's talk about this because everyone else has been. So now it's time for us to give our opinion.
So what is Genie?
Genie is the free service that is going to be part of the My Disney Experience app. And Genie is this magical entity, really the app, that will help guests make decisions about what they want to do, should do, give tips and suggestions. So it's a tool that is supposed to be very helpful, and it's free.
Very well put.
Genie Plus is not free. Genie Plus is going to allow you the opportunity to make reservations for certain rides at the Disney parks.
And it will be $15 per person per day.
The third component to all of this is a feature that has been named by somebody who really has no creativity whatsoever. It is called the Individual Attraction Selection. Now, personally, I came up with the name Indy Select because I love Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark. So Indiana Jones, Indy Select. We are going to refer to it as Indy Select for the remainder of this video because that is a way better name than Individual Attraction Selection. Anyway, what is Indy Select, Jen?
It's going to be your premier rides at Disney that you now have to pay for if you would like to ride them without waiting in line.
Per ride.
Right now, we know it's going to be Rise of the Resistance, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and the new Ratatouille Adventures at Epcot.
Now, we want to say we're only covering Florida. We're not covering California because we haven't done any videos out there, and we don't have enough experience with Disneyland. But for Walt Disney World and all of Disney in Orlando, this is what we're focusing on.
So Joe, let's talk about the positives of Genie.
This won't take long. The positives is that, well, you can make reservations on this thing like FastPass, but you can do it right all on your phone in the app. So that part is kind of cool. The other positive, and that's, okay, whatever. There's a lot of negatives with that, but that's kind of cool that you could do it on your phone. The other is that Genie does on the surface appear like it will be helpful. Depending upon what you need, if the weather is bad, it'll tell you what else you could be doing instead of waiting for the rain to stop and give you tips and suggestions. Dining, attractions, shopping, whatever. It's supposed to offer a lot of help.
So that being said, I think it will be a great tool for Disney guests who have not been to the parks in a long time, who have never been, who are not familiar with the parks. But for annual pass holders or people like Joe and I who go all the time, I don't really think it's going to be something we will use.
Yeah, I mean, we'll try it.
There's really no need.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Now on to the negatives.
Yep, that's it for the positives.
That was it.
Now to the negatives. Yeah, you have to pay for this. You have to, the regular Genie is free, but if you want Genie Plus or the Indy Select, you are paying. So now,
to make it as easy as possible, if you want to do Genie Plus, you can book it in advance and link it to your My Disney Experience, and you're going to pay $15 per person per park day to use this feature. And it will allow you, if you are a resort guest, at 7 a.m. to get up and book your first FastPass, in essence, reservation for one attraction at the park that you're going to spend time in that morning that you have a pass reservation for. If you're going to do the Indy Select, you also must wake up for that at 7 a.m. if you are a resort guest, and you can book up to 2 of these attractions per day. Total. But it's going to depend which ones are offered and if you have a Hopper Pass. If you don't have a Hopper Pass, you obviously can't do Rise of the Resistance and Ratatouille. Disney has not released what all the rides that are going to be a part of both of these features, the Genie Plus and the Indy Select.
Indy Select, like you said, right now it's Rise of the Resistance and the new Ratatouille's Adventure, Remy's Ratatouille, and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Right.
So we know that for Florida.
If you are not a resort guest, You cannot book your first park attraction selection until you are in the park.
So that's both for Genie Plus and Indy Select. You have to actually be in the park. But if you're a hotel guest, you could do it at 7 a.m. from the hotel.
And if you do not select Genie Plus ahead of your vacation and you decide when you're there Monday that you'd like to add it on Tuesday, you cannot do it until midnight of Monday. And then you still have to get up Tuesday at 7 a.m. to book that first Fast Pass.
So it's midnight, Monday night into Tuesday morning.
Yes.
And so that's where you can actually, purchase your Genie Plus and then get up at 7 a.m. to make the first reservation.
So that's two negatives for Joe and I. The fact that A, you have to pay for it, and B, you have to get up early on your vacation if you're not a rope dropper to book your Fast Pass, your Genie Plus,
Now there are
or your Genie Indy Select.
Yeah. So now there are the limitations because with Genie Plus, it's only one attraction at a time. And once you do that, then you can make the next one. But that I think is similar to what Disneyland had for years out in California. And then Indy Select is a max of 2 per day. That's it, 2 per day.
Right.
Now the pricing, Genie Plus we know is $15 per day in Florida. The Indy Select for these rides, they have not released prices yet.
No,
We
but it's
don't
going
know.
to be based on the time of year, and obviously the peak times will be more expensive than the value times.
But we don't have those prices yet.
No.
But we know if you want to get to the head of the line or get into that lightning lane is what they're calling it, you're going to have to pay separate on top of everything else. You're going to have to pay to get into that lightning lane and get into those rides quicker. For, again, Ratatouille, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and Rise of the Resistance. So the big thing with this is paying. Now, and because it is on top of everything else, everything that people are paying for already, we're adding more fees on top of it. And this goes deeper than just, okay, well, it's not that big of a deal when you look at it. It's not that much money. But if you're a family of 4 and you're coming down and this is your vacation,
These
it's gonna
costs are
add up.
going to add up
It's gonna
and
add
have
up.
an impact on your vacation.
Most definitely, most definitely. So now we're going to look at possible problems. What we presented so far for the negatives are things that they have actually announced. These are things that we know, right? Except for obviously the Indy Select, we don't know the price, but we know that there's going to be an upcharge for those
and that you
premier
have
rides.
to wake up early to do any of this.
Now the possible problems. This is based upon 2 decades worth of us going to Disney multiple times a year. Right, you guys have seen videos of us. We go multiple. And this has been going 2 decades now. We've
We
been taking
just
since kids
added
were
it
young.
up, and once we do our 50th anniversary trip and our Christmas trip, we would have gone to Disney 12 times in 2 years. So if you do the math, that is every other month for 2 years that Joe and I have had a trip
2020
planned.
and 2021. Right.
During
So-
COVID, when the parks were actually closed for a couple months.
Right.
So that's a lot of Disney traveling.
Which means we have enough experience. We don't know everything. There are a lot of people that know way
Yes.
more than us. But we've been there enough to have enough experience to say possible problems. Number 1, IT glitches. Anyone have issues with Disney IT? Trying to make reservations online and you get what? Stitch pops up on the screen?
Stitch eats the page.
Or you get on the phone to try to contact somebody and you're on hold for how many hours to try to get a hold of somebody
Hours and
to help you?
hours and
Oh,
hours.
Disney, I want to give you my money. Oh, okay, I'm going to make you wait on hold for 6 hours on the phone. So, IT glitches at 7 a.m. when everyone is online trying to get these reservations.
Because not only are they going to be trying to get the Disney Plus or the Disney
The Genie Plus and
or
Indy Select.
Indy Select, you've got people who are going to Hollywood Studios and who are going to
Rise of the Resistance.
doing their virtual their boarding pass, trying
The
to get a
virtual
virtual queue to get into the virtual queue for Rise of the Resistance and Ratatouille, and then any other ride that they may add in the future.
Right. So we expect there to be glitches with IT. Maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised, but
Maybe.
based upon past experience, I'm expecting it to crash at some point in time. Speaking about breaking down, what happens when a ride breaks down? If you're going to pay, whether it's Genie Plus or the Indy Select, I'm going to dish out, let's just say it's $15 for the one ride. I'm going to ride Rise of the Resistance. I want to ride Rise of the
And you're
Resistance.
a family of 4.
And I'm going to pay. I love Star Wars. I've come to Hollywood Studios just for Rise. And I want to make sure I get on it. So we're going to spend $15. Again, I don't know if that's the price, but let's just say $15 for family of 4. So now you're talking about $60. I'm going to pay $60 to do this.
On top of your ticket
On top of the
price.
ticket. You got to have a ticket to get into the park, right? Oh, yeah, okay. So now I'm going to pay $60 to get on Rise. And all of a sudden, what? It breaks down? What do you mean it breaks? Well, Rise of the Resistance, historically, I don't know, clue people in. Hello, McFly, anybody home? Rise has broken down. It is down more than it's up, it seems. So can you expect it to break down after someone pays $60 for a family of 4 to ride that ride?
What do you think the customer service lines are going to be like?
Well, okay, so then what happens if something breaks down? If you pay for Genie Plus or Indy Select, and if something breaks down, what happens? Do you get your money back? What do you have to do for
What's
that?
that process?
What's the whole process?
Disney hasn't released that yet.
I'm expecting it to
not be smooth.
A cluster. A cluster.
But we shouldn't speculate because we don't know. But
No.
these are just things that we've had
Again,
similar
possible.
problems. We've had
Right.
problems calling Disney, and with the MDE app, it crashes all the time. I can't tell you how many times Stitch has eaten the page. I can't tell you how many times.
So we have experience
we
with
do.
this. This is why we're saying it. When Rise broke down, how long did it have to wait to get a pass to get back on Rise?
Right. Right.
I mean, we waited at customer service for over an hour. Anyway, whatever.
did.
Okay.
We did.
The other thing is, will there be reservation caps? How many reservations are they going to allow for a ride every day?
Mm-hmm.
So once you've reached that cap, let's say Big Thunder Mountain, I want to get on that. So I get on at 7 a.m. How many reservations are they going to allow for the day? Will there be caps? Will there be limitations for it? That we don't know, but that's a question as a possible potential problem. I'm going to pay $15 to have this Genie Plus for the day. How many rides will I actually be able to get on using
Well,
it?
and it's the same thing when you used to be able to reserve your fast passes 60 days in advance as a resort guest. How many times would you try to get on a fast pass for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train 60 days in advance, and you couldn't pick up something until 7 p.m. and then maybe that would interfere with your dining reservation.
Yeah.
So what's to say they're not going to have problems like this when now you're going to have your phone, you're going to have to be glued to your phone after you pay for the service to keep finding fast passes so you don't have to wait in line.
And what happens if you get in, try to get into the app early, 7, 8 a.m. in the morning, and you want to ride something, and Thunder Mountain is not until 5. So you book that because you really want to ride it. That's the only thing you could book because
Right.
you can't book it. It's got to be one at a time. So you can't book anything else until you ride that
But again,
one.
that's speculation, so we shouldn't.
Right.
We shouldn't.
But it just seems like that could be a potential problem.
Exactly.
These are possible problems.
So
now,
anyway.
well, no, the other thing too with this, the standby lines. What we've noticed in the
That's a
past
good
year
one.
plus, because of COVID, crowds were lower. They got rid of FastPass. Recently, the last couple of months, the crowd levels have been up again. But the standby lines, the regular lines,
It's constantly moving.
Constantly moving because they don't have to stop to let FastPass guests on. So if the line keeps moving, it keeps moving, and you're able to get through it faster. Now we're going to have the Genie Plus reservations and the Indy Select reservations for going. So that means the standby line is going to stop again, and we're stopping not just one but for 2 because you have Indy Select in there as well. Does that mean the standby lines are going to start crawling again, and the standby wait time is going to be longer? Compared to if everyone just goes into a standby line and you're able to just get through the line a lot faster.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it just seems pretty likely that the standby lines are going to slow down.
So anyway, this video just isn't about Genie. It's about all of the horrible decisions we think Disney has made in the last couple of years.
Right. So this isn't just this past week.
Right.
This goes back a couple of years for us.
So this goes back to what is Disney actually doing for us now? And more of what are we doing for Disney? Well, let's start with parking at the resorts used to be free. Now you have to pay for it. And it's cheaper if you stay at a value, but it's more expensive if you stay at a deluxe. So now we're paying for parking that was free.
And there are different prices then for
Right.
depending upon the hotel that you're staying at. So
I just said
why
that.
I know, but that's the question. Why is the parking at Wilderness Lodge more expensive than All-Star Movies?
I don't
Is it
know.
a better parking lot?
No.
No.
It's not covered.
I
Yeah.
don't know. So okay, whatever. All right.
So number 2, they're going to start charging for magic bands. The solid color magic bands have always been free. Now you're going to have to pay for them. Number 3 is FastPass, this whole Genie Plus. That used to be free. Now you're paying $15 per person per day. Mind you, you do not have to do this, and you do not have to do the Disney Select, the Indie Select. Oh, these are the worst names. But
that's why I like Indie Select. I think that's a pretty good name.
But that's another
so many
fee
others.
for something that for Disney World has always been a free perk of staying at the resort, staying on property. So that's parking, Magic Bands,
Magical Express.
Now you have to pay for starting January 1st. What used to be a free service since it debuted many years ago is now going to be about $36 round trip per person.
And it's a different company, not even run by Disney.
Right.
So Disney's just squashing that all together and a different company stepping in. And we don't do that regularly, but we have done that in the past, and it was definitely a nice feature that a lot of families took advantage of.
These are the things that were free that now have a price tag attached to them. The last thing I want to touch upon are the extra magic hours. They used to be available to value, moderate, and deluxe guests staying on property, and it would be about an hour in the morning at the parks on different days, and then up to 3 hours in the evening for certain parks on certain days. That's all changing as of October 1st. Starting October 1st, value, moderate, and deluxe resort guests get 30 minutes in the parks before opening, and I believe that's every day at every park. Well, 30 minutes is nothing. It takes you 10 to 15 just to walk to your first attraction.
So basically that's going to give you one ride.
Right.
Pretty much. Unless you go straight to Fantasyland and you could ride 2 in that 30 minutes. But, you know, it's
30 minutes is not enough time.
In a way, it's going to allow people to run to Space Mountain or run to Thunder Mountain, and you could at least do those once first thing in the morning. Right. So there is a certain positive to that, but it's compared to what they used to offer.
It used to be an hour.
Yeah. So there's that.
So now, the evening extra magic hours starting October 1st are only going to be for deluxe guests.
So if you pay more money, you get more, right? That's kind of sort of the way things have always been in life. You pay more, you get more. But Disney offered these special perks, the pixie dust, for everybody because they valued everybody, not just those spending more money. Sure, they offered these deluxe resorts for those who wanted to maybe stay in a nicer place. Now, that said, some of the values are still pretty nice. All-Star Movies, we enjoy that, right? Okay, but it just seems like they're making this an elitist type of destination, and if you spend more, you get more.
And it's just very frustrating at the end of the day for Joe and I to add on $15 a person to do the Genie Plus is really no big deal. But I feel like Disney is catering now to a more elite clientele. And it's getting very, very, very expensive for the average family because you're either driving there, you're flying there, you're renting a car, now you're going to have to pay for Magical Express, you're paying for your park tickets. Now if you want to get to the head of the line, you have to pay extra for that.
So without breaking it down, we had figured for a family of 4 to stay a week, you're talking $7,000, $8,000. No joke, to break it down. So now if you want to go someplace else, can you go someplace else for the same amount or less? An all-inclusive resort somewhere? You know,
I think Caribbean, $7,000 or $8,000 is a little high.
No, because I figured it out. When you talk about airfare and parks.
Okay, so if you stay, but most people when they book their Disney vacation, they will book it, and then when a special comes out, they will rearrange their reservation. So yeah, I would say realistically, it's more $4,000 to $5,000 for a family of 4.
For a family of 4 for a week.
For maybe a moderate resort, yes.
Okay.
But now you're adding on all these things that used to be free. You're adding the Magic Band cost. You're adding Magical Express. You're adding the parking at the resort if you have a car, but then you're not paying for the Magical Express. But you're paying for this Genie Plus. You're paying for the Indie Select if you want to not have to wait in line for all these brand new rides that are going to be opening. Because you know Guardians and Tron are going to be lumped in that category.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So it's just very disheartening and very discouraging and very frustrating that Disney feels that they can just take and make vacationing more difficult, and they're not giving anything back. There is no incentive to stay on site anymore.
Very little.
Very little. other than you're in the Disney bubble.
So we love being in that Disney bubble.
And we
really
do. And that's why this is so frustrating and disheartening, because it's going to affect the way we vacation now too.
So the last 2 trips, end of July and beginning of August, when we went down, we didn't do parks, and we just kind of let the day take us. And we were in the Disney bubble, but did just a few different things that were unplanned and really enjoyed it because we were there. But the bad taste that this is leaving in the mouths of many, many different people, it's the timing of it as well. We're still going through all this COVID stuff. And in the middle of all this, Disney decides, well, we're going to implement this, this, and this. And the thing is that they're tailoring it as if they're offering something that is going to be of great benefit to people. It is just...
I think that's what's very frustrating too. They're trying to make it seem like this is such a great
in sheep's
deal.
clothing.
Yes.
There's a stink underlying it, and they're trying to sell it like it smells like flowers, or it's flowers, and it just is frustrating. So ultimately, the way I feel, okay, so the money is the money. If you're not going to spend it here, right, you might spend it there. So if I have to spend it on trying to get on these rides, $60 a day, maybe I won't buy merch. Maybe I won't buy that t-shirt or that sweatshirt. Okay, fine. But it's the principle of it.
It's the principle of it all.
And
Disney is sucking the magic out of Disney.
When Walt decided Disneyland, right, go back to the 1950s, he's like, you know what, I want to open someplace where families can go, someplace where they can just experience this magic. And he made it affordable, and it was about the family, and it was about the customers. Not just customers, the customers were family.
Guests.
The guests. Because you're guests in Walt's home, right? That's how it was supposed to be. So everyone was trained to treat the guests as if they were coming into Walt's home. And with that came a certain amount, the reputation that Disney created. And they've written books about it and all, right? So lately, it just seems like that customer service is falling behind the big, greedy dollar sign. And what's funny is you made a comment about the tattoo. What was the tattoo that you wanted to get?
DFB asked, the Disney food blog site asked, if you could get a Disney tattoo, what would you get? And I said, I would get a dollar sign with Mickey smirking behind it. And
which,
they
I'm
actually
sorry,
liked that
that's
comment.
hysterical. That is freaking hysterical. Because, how can you, like, what argument can you give as we're debating this? What can you say? What's your point?
What is seriously, what is Disney doing for their most loyal customers? They're doing nothing. They're taking away and taking away and taking away and adding on an expense and adding on an expense and adding on an expense. So they're taking the magic out of Disney, and
but the whole thing too is that
it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
If you're working with other companies, let's say Southwest for an airline, you fly with them so many times per year, you get a loyalty program, you get an extra flight. Car rental, you book so many days per year, you get an extra day or upgrade or whatever. There's no loyalty program at Disney. If you go 12 times in the past 2 years, what do we get for it? Oh, we get Disney. Oh, okay. But there's no loyalty. We don't get anything special. The only special things that we get, the perks that we get, are done by individual cast members who are there, who believe in the magic, and who want to try to provide that extra pixie dust for the guests. Those are the ones that actually...
It's not coming from corporate.
Oh, no. The individual cast members are the ones that are providing all of the magic. The corporate policies are not even close, not even a little bit. So I just think, look online, go to YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, wherever.
Go to Walt Disney World's official site and look at the comments. There are 12,000 thumbs down and only 1,000 thumbs up just for the Genie Plus that is going to be implemented.
Yeah, this is on the video.
In fall.
It's a Disney Parks video on YouTube, and they're explaining the whole Genie Plus thing. So yeah, 1,000 likes and 12,000 dislikes. So that says a lot.
I just don't understand how anyone can say that any of these changes that Disney is making is great. If all you can say is, oh, that's great, then I'll get to wait in less of a line if all these people decide not to go. Well, if enough people decide not to go, eventually the park will close. So who cares?
Yeah, and that is funny, because if fewer people are going and fewer people are going to do the Genie Plus or the Indy Select, then yeah, the standby lines are going to be less, right? Just the same as how we've seen in the past year with lower park capacities. So I don't know.
So
I
Joe
think,
and I are really struggling with these decisions lately, and that's why we wanted to talk about it, because we know everybody else is too, and maybe you guys would be interested in our thoughts.
that's why, for me personally, I think Disney, you need to put this genie back in the bottle. Sorry. I just,
Let Genie go back to sleep for 500 years.
Genie? What was Robin Williams' line in that? Genie, I set you free. That was it. Genie, I set you free. No, Genie, back in the bottle you go for another 5,000
We
years.
don't want to pay for fast passes. We don't want to pay to go on the new rides like Ratatouille or Rise of the Resistance. We want our free fast passes back. We want free magic bands. We want all those special things that made Disney such a magical place to vacation. You know, are Joe and I going to keep going? Yes. Are we going to try the Genie Plus and the Genie Indie
we definitely
Select?
will.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will do it one time, one vacation, probably in September when this all premieres for the 50th at some point. We will buy it just to show you how it works,
Right.
how it works,
Yeah.
and what our true feelings are once we can actually get into it. This is not something Joe and I will do on a regular
No.
basis.
Nope.
It's something we do not agree with, that we think is just taking advantage of people.
And so the other thing too, and I'm just going to leave it at this so we could wrap it up. My philosophy has always been, if I feel uncomfortable or unhappy with the policies of a company, then the most control that I have, the most power that I have is with my wallet. I'll just stop giving them my money.
Yeah.
And I'll do this over here instead of that over there.
For the first time in basically all the time that Joe and I have been married,
Together, even before we were married, all the times that
this
we've gone.
is like we've booked a vacation next year that's not Disney.
Yeah. So
For the first time.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I just don't have any loyalty to Disney anymore.
it's not even loyalty. It's just that feeling that you get in your gut.
It's
where
just a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, and that's exactly what this is.
Wait, and
again,
did we-
the timing.
Did we talk about this, how you have to wake up at 7 a.m. to do
Yes.
this?
Yep.
We did?
Yeah, you did say that.
So
yeah.
again, who wants to work on their vacation?
Yeah, we didn't touch upon that.
Right.
The whole working on
so
vacation
the
thing.
whole thing is, I know there's rope drop families out there that this will not be a problem for. They'll be happy to get on their phone at 7 a.m. to book that first Genie Plus. Joe and I, we like to sleep in. I don't want to wake up at 7 a.m. I don't want to be on my phone the whole day to look and see what I can do next, because that takes away from my vacation. It's hard enough to do all this stuff for YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and trying to post things, but now to add that on,
Yeah.
so you feel like you're getting your monies out of it, that's a
Well,
very big negative for
As
us.
a comparison, back in the old days of FastPass, you would have to go to a kiosk and get the little slip of paper.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd have to do that for Jen and all the kids. So I'd be the one taking the
Mm-hmm.
cards to do it. Then they put everything online. So you could plan everything before you even went. And it was a lot nicer. Because then when you finally got there, you had
Everything
your
was
plan.
done.
And everything was organized. And so you knew your times and your dining reservations and all the rest. Now they're putting the work back on the day that you're there. And some might say, okay, well, it's fine. You can do it on the fly. But now it's work while you're on vacation. And when I'm home, I work enough. I work a lot of hours, and it can be very stressful. When I go on vacation, I
don't want to work on
relax.
my vacation.
Yeah.
I don't want to be glued to my phone looking when the next fast pass is.
It, like you said, for us, you're on the phone because of all the social media stuff, and I've got the camera in my hand majority of the time. But for a regular family to go on vacation, I just want to try to relax and try to enjoy it. And anyway,
This just leaves a bad
so-
taste in our mouths, and we're not happy with it, and we're not going to pretend to like it. And anyone who says that this is a good thing,
There's got to be some sort of ulterior motive. I don't know, but our opinion. But we are curious about your opinion. Leave comments, please. Let us know what you think, because I think the general consensus is if it smells bad, there's something bad. If it smells like a skunk, there's probably a skunk somewhere. And this is definitely not smelling like flowers.
No.
So let us know what you think. We're definitely curious to know. Just because.
so don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, because you don't want to miss any of the next Jen and Joe on the go action, where we could be complaining about Disney nickeling and diming the shit out of us.
Jennifer! Beep!
Just saying.
Beep, beep.
Just saying.
Yeah, I know. Why?
It is what it is.
Yeah. So find other ways to spend your money, I guess. There are other places on the planet you can go. Well, not a lot of places you can go right now, thanks COVID. But, there are other things we could do. But the whole thing is that we love Disney. That's the whole thing.
And this is just really upsetting.
Yeah, it is. So anyway, well, our next video will be a lot more positive, back to the fun. But we felt like we needed to do this time. So
We did.
yeah. So again, let us know what you think. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good rest of the day.
Sorry this sucked.
Well, it's not our fault. Blame the people who implemented and started this whole chain of events.
Bob's fault.
Bob, dude, seriously. Someone wrote a comment about he just needs a bigger house. Ugh.
And Josh, it's your fault too.
And anybody else who's sitting around a corporate table at freaking Disney. Ugh, man. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money